and welcome to Friday Finds with Rob Meyer-Kukan.
Hello, and thank you once again for joining me for this episode of Friday Finds. I'm Rob Meyer-Kukan of the Healthy Musician Institute in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And I'm so excited to have on the show today my guest, Charise Higgins, who is going to talk with us about Himalayan salt. Hello, Charise, how are you?
I'm good, Rob. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for being with us today. So, tell us a little bit about you. Give us a little bit of maybe your bio or your background.
Okay.
And then tell us a little bit about how you got into the Himalayan salt.
Okay. Well, and honestly, I'm a real estate agent. We'll go from there. In 2013, my dad approached me and my husband, and he wanted to open a store called Great Lakes Trading Post, and it's out of Waterford. So we kind of said, well, okay, let us help you out. You know, we had other things we were doing, but we said, we'll help you out and get you started up. So we were looking for suppliers for stuff for his store. And me and my husband had a Himalayan salt lamp in our house since about 9 years prior to that. We had bought it in Georgia. Absolutely loved it. Just awesome decor, number one, but just the health benefits that came from it. So I said, there's nothing in the area here that supplies authentic Himalayan salt lamps. So I said, why don't we become a distributor? We'll bring them in and a little something different for the store. So he thought it was a great idea. Long story short, we brought it in. That was 2013. So we just started learning so much about the benefits of not just the lamps in general, but the salt, the edible salts and the spa items and things like that. So we got into Young Living essential oils, which is how I met you. But we decided to start being vendors at some of the Young Living shows and some of the holistic shows in the area, just to teach people about the quality of life you could have from using the salt, because it's such a natural product. And then from there, it just has kind of skyrocketed. My husband did recently pass away, but I'm still doing the company. It was his passion, literally, since 2013. He absolutely loves it. People call him the salt guy. So we're a salt guy and salt girl. But it's just, there's so many stories and falsities about salt, like, oh my gosh, this is fake and this is going to blow up and, oh, blah, 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 So it's just educating people and saying, okay, know your source, as with anything. And, if you don't believe us, do your own research, but we have really done our research into this to bring the best quality salt products to our customers and all our friends. So
wonderful. So why don't you give us a little bit about that? So what makes a quality Himalayan salt product?
Okay, it's basically the location where it's found. So we import our salt from a place called Hura, Pakistan. It's in the western foothills of the Himalayan mountains. The Himalayan mountains go through many different countries. There's many different mines throughout these countries, India, China. So we always say, if you're getting it from a big box store, whether it be online at Amazon or whether it be, Walmart or wherever you're seeing the product, read the box. 9 times out of 10, it says made or distributed out of China. At that point, it's a pretty lamp. It's, it's going to serve its purpose as a lamp. It's not going to give you the health benefits. Where ours comes from, Hura, Pakistan, it was actually founded in 324 BC by Alexander the Great's horses. They were, his entourage were gallivanting through the western foothills of the Himalayan mountains, and the horses stopped, started licking the rocks, and Alexander the Great said, basically one of his lackeys, get down there, lick a rock, tell me why the horses won't move. So they did, realized it was salt. So Alexander the Great at the time actually mined some of it for his own personal use. He used it for trade, traded to kings and royalty. So it was called king salt for a while. So then I believe it was in 1200 AD is actually when the mine itself went into full production, but it was in the exact spot where Alexander the Great had found it. It's actually where the primal sea dried up, and that's where all the minerals come from. So our salt has 84 trace minerals that helps your body keep a neutral pH level. Just touching the salt pulls toxins from your body. Got a salt lamp in the back right there, as I see over there. It's the world's only natural air ionizer, air purifier. So we're bombarded today with electronics, whether it be our cell phones or our modems or you name it. The younger generation has so many health problems with depression, anxiety, sleep disorders, things that 20 years ago were out there but not as prevalent as is today. So what it is with all the electronics being out there is putting off positive ions. So it is causing all that stress, anxiety, sleep disorders, depression. So it's the heat from the bulb that activates the salt, emitting negative ions out in the air, neutralizing the air itself. So really any room that you have electronics in is where you get the most health benefits from a salt lamp. And then you see that ray of sunlight that comes through the window, all the dust and dander in the air. When you have a salt lamp on the roof, it knocks it down the surface. So you're going to be cleaning it up, not breathing it in. So it helps people with asthma breathe easier, people with respiratory problems breathe easier. So benefits that way are just fantastic with it.
Awesome. And you talk about the history of the horses licking the salt. I think that's super interesting because we have probably 4 or 5 salt lamps in the house, and we have one in the bedroom. And I typically turn it on during the day, off at night, because I like a really dark room to sleep in. But the salt lamp in the bedroom is on the nightstand next to the bed. And that oftentimes is also the perch for the cats to look out the window. And I catch my cats in there all the time licking the salt lamp.
Yes.
And at first we were kind of concerned, but we did some research and found that it's okay for them. And
it really is. I mean, we have a dog and 3 cats now. We did have 2, but we got adopted a new one into the household. But the cats are mesmerized by it. I've had a lot of people ask me, or I've actually seen videos like, oh my gosh, your cat shouldn't be, close to salt lamps. And it's horrible for it. It's salt. It's not going to hurt the cat at all. We actually make salt licks and sell them for animals, whether it be dogs or horses or deer, whatever. So it is absolutely healthy for the animals.
Yeah, so that's good to know. One thing that I thought was very interesting from what you just shared with us is the concept of positive and negative ions.
Yes.
And so that's kind of something for us to make a shift for in our thinking. So positive ions, bad; negative ions, good.
Yes, absolutely. Because it does, because it's neutralizing that air. So we're, breathing in clean air, and it's good for us in general. It does, it really does help people with anxiety. I would say, if you have any type of anxiety, put a salt lamp in your room. Our kids, we have 2 in each of their bedrooms. They're on their Xboxes, their computers, there's so many electronics in their rooms. They don't realize how cranky it kind of makes them and, anxious about doing things. But, so I will say, oh, is your salt lamp on? Or, but they do. I know you mentioned you have one in your bedroom and you turn it off. They do have the gray salt lamps now. Okay. There was a gray vein that went through the Himalayan mountains. They recently found it. I am out of them. They are on back order. I'm hoping to get them in by March. They've been out since November. But they are fantastic because they are a dark lamp. You turn it on, you can barely even see it in your room. So something where if you're using it for health benefits for your sleeping, you'll want to get one of those.
Awesome. Well, that's good. Next time I see you, we'll make sure to connect on that. Awesome. Very cool. So you've talked about salt lamps and salt licks. So tell us about the products that you have.
Okay, so we first had started out with just the salt lamps in general. There was enough to learn about that and, educate people just on the salt lamps and what they do. But as we started getting into it, there's so many more things. So just by touching a salt lamp, it's pulling toxins from your body. So we sell little energy balls. We have little ones, big ones. We have heart-shaped ones. We have leaf-shaped bars. You can just roll it around your hands. Because your VitaFlex points on your hands, it actually energizes all the joints throughout your body. So on top of doing that, you're pulling toxins from your body. It's great for people with arthritis. Maybe you have carpal tunnel, things like that. We sell actual hand and foot therapy domes. They're a dome-shaped salt lamp. It looks like a salt lamp, so it does dual purpose. It puts your negative ions out there for you, but it has a higher wattage bulb in it and actually produces some heat. So when you put your hand or your feet on it, it actually is pulling the toxins from your body, but it's giving you that temporary relief from, whether you're on your feet all day long or you're using your hands all day long, but it's giving you that temporary relief of the pain itself, which is natural. You can use it with your oils too. A lot of people will put some of their oils on their hands or feet and then stick it on the salt lamp. The heat itself is just pushing it right into your body. Again, it's great for that. The balls you can use for massage. You can use it for exfoliation, purification. They're using it as the new natural deodorant now. So you get out of the shower, you're still a little bit wet, wipe it under your armpits. It actually kills the bacteria that produces the BO. You'll still sweat, but you just won't smell. So it's, kind of new concept there. You can get it for bath salts. You can add oils to them and do bath salts. You could just stick them in your bathtub as you would an Epsom salt because of the minerals. It's making your body a neutral pH level. You can, they have a detox bath you would do twice a year, about every 6 months, about a quarter of a cup. You sit in there about 45 minutes, drink lots of water while you're sitting there. But when you stand up, the water is dark and murky. It's pulling all those toxins straight from your body. But they do have it where if you're a regular bath taker, if you take a bath 2 or 3 times a week, and you can use just like a tablespoon of the salt itself, and it actually helps your body maintain a normal weight level. So it's not going to per se help you lose weight, but once you hit that normal weight level, it's going to help you maintain that weight level, which is really nice. And then we have the edible salt. So it's really all kind of the same. So, your salt lamp behind you can use as edible salt or bath salt also. We just say if you're in the bathtub, unplug it first. You don't want to hurt yourself there. But we have different size grains of the salt themselves. So you can, whether you want to put it into a salt grinder, we have shaker size. But, you want to use it in moderation as with any salt. But because of the trace minerals, it is an actually healthy salt for you. So it's good to use in your foods. We sell salt blocks where you can cook your food on them or serve your cold food on them. Just so many different items out there now. It's absolutely crazy. Even at Thanksgiving time, our supplier had it where you could brine your own turkey by sticking, it was like basically this turkey thing, or the salt thing you stuffed up in the turkey and cooked it that way, and it brined it from the inside out. So there's just so many different things you can do with a salt.
That's really cool. Awesome. I think at the maybe second to last, most recent time I saw you, I bought some of the little, like when you go on a picnic and you've got the little
packets, the on-the-go packs.
Yeah, on-the-go packs. That's what they're called for the salt, and that's been really great for packing in lunches and things like that.
That's right. You go to a restaurant. You want to salt the food up. You got your own personal salt there. Absolutely.
Yeah. So much. Well, we could debate all day long about the good or bad of the table salt that we use, but certainly the benefit of receiving the trace minerals that are in the Himalayan salt. Why not make that switch or that trade?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very cool. Wonderful. So you have a lamp to show us?
I do. So I have one here. Okay. So this, I don't know if we can see it.
Yeah.
It is a small size. So this one is about 6 pounds here. It will cover an area. So you see that there.
Wow.
It covers an area of about a 12 by 12 area. So we always say size of lamp to size of space that you're doing it for. So of course, my house is about 1,300 square foot, and I've got about 14 salt lamps in this house. We have every area covered. We always say you can never have too much salt, but you can never have enough. So if you're worried about it, go big or go home. You want to have lots of salt in the house itself. So every room you're in is actually working for you. We sell little ones for like your countertops, little like nightlight plug-ins for countertops or bathroom areas where, you don't need it for the big spaces, but we sell them all the way up to I could go up to 300 pounds, but they're kind of heavy. But I would recommend really not going over about 150 pounds, even if you have a large space. You kind of want to disperse the smaller ones throughout the house itself, so it's working all the way around versus putting a large one in there. But the little small one here, because it covers about a 12 by 12 area, it's great for a bedroom size. We sell minis that cover about an 8 by 8 to a 10 by 10 area, so it's great for a small office or maybe a smaller room. The mediums are a great size. They cover about a 20 by 20 area. So for really any major size room that you have, that's probably a good one to stick in there. And then we have a lot of shapes and stuff like that teardrop behind you there, the oil drop. That one there covers about a 15 by 15 area. And most of the shapes will cover about a 15 by 15 area. So we've got some great ones that come in bowls that have chunks. Those are nice because you can infuse them with your oils. Just tons of different styles and stuff. We always try to swap it up. So when we go to different shows, we're not bringing the same ones. People love the natural shaped ones, but we always try to bring different ones so people can put different ones in all the rooms, So for the kids, we got like a turtle in our son's room, a cat should put in our daughter's room. It's just, the possibilities are endless out there with them.
Very cool. Excellent. So how do people purchase products from you? What's the best way to get a hold of you for purchasing?
Yeah, so my company is We Got Salt. So you can find me on Facebook at We Got Salt. 3 easy words, easy to remember, We Got Salt. It's the best way to reach me there. We have an e-commerce page with all my products that I keep in stock. So you'll see it where it fluctuates throughout the year, where it's different inventory. Over Christmas, we had a lot of culinary items up there. Now those items are in stock and, bringing stuff for the spring. So it's always switching things around. We do special orders. So if there's something you see and it's not there, just shoot me a message, say, hey, I want this one. We'll do a special order for it. We usually get an order for Pakistan in every month, at least not every 2 months. So they're always coming in. I'm working on a website. We'll just say that's in the progress here, but the best way is you can literally order off our e-commerce store on Facebook. Or you can, if you want to do local pickup, you can message me, text me, call me. I'm pretty easy. So at Christmas time, I was slinging them out of the trunk. I felt like I was selling drugs on the corner sometimes.
That's funny. Well, I guess you could be selling worse things out of your trunk, right?
Exactly, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Just salt.
Just salt. Honestly, officer, just salt.
Just salt.
Awesome. And so you said the best way to reach you is through your Facebook page or
Yes.
through calling or texting?
Yep. So I'll give you my phone number. It's 248-249-9772. You can text me, you can call me on that number. On my Facebook page, it's actually attached to there, so it's all the information is right there. We do have an email address. We got salt01@gmail.com. But, so if you don't have Facebook, you can reach me those ways. But if you're looking for all the inventory, I do keep it up to date on a weekly basis as to what the current inventory is on Facebook. So
Wonderful. Excellent. Great. Well, I always end my interviews by asking my guests to give us some words of wisdom. And I ask my guests to share the best piece of advice you were ever given, whether it's funny or serious, and whether it's related to what we're talking about or something completely off the wall. So would you share with us some words of wisdom?
I did. So I kind of put here behind me my little, I guess, slogan that I go by most of the time is basically be truthful. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. I have always instilled that in my kids where, you lie to me, I'm going to find out. But, if you're telling the truth, whether they like it or not, you're telling the truth. But I would say probably the best word of wisdom would have came from my late husband, Jeff. He always told me, because I always worked all the time, I was working. He's always say, Charise, you want to work smarter, not harder, and he was one that would sit back, figure out exactly how to do it, and just get up and do it and get it done done right the first time. So since he's passed, that's one thing I have been doing is, okay, I'm working smarter, not harder here. So
Beautiful. Those are two wonderful pieces of advice for us to take from the interview today. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again for joining me today for this episode of Friday Finds. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Himalayan salt lamps and the salt products. Let us know if you've got one in your house and how much you love it, where you have it in your house, and what you're using it for. That'd be really great to keep in touch that way. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you will find out exactly when my videos come out. That's always a really great thing. Love to see those subscribers coming on. And if you are watching this on Friday, have a great weekend. If you're watching during the week, watching the replay, have a wonderful week. Stay happy, be healthy. And once again, thank you, Charise, for joining me.
Welcome, Rob.
And we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Join me next week when I interview Jenny Cawhorn, the Executive Director of the Handbell Musicians of America.